Okay, so you're doing 2.5 warm-up. I don't know if my face is going to work. That's okay. 2.5, this 7th grade, 2.5 warm-up. You're matching each expression with an equivalent expression. So mentally solve it and put an expression over here that is the simplified version of it. Make sense?
Yes.
Good. All right, so we're going to be talking about complex fraction. Okay, somebody give me the definition of complex fraction. You should have just written it.
Wait, no.
Go ahead.
Me?
Hmm?
A fraction that has at least one fraction in the numerator, the denominator, or both.
Okay. So, we're going to talk about how to divide fractions. Okay? So, to divide fractions, ooh, my words. What is our rule that we have to remember when dividing fractions? Anybody? Do you remember? What is the rule we have about dividing fractions?
The common denominator.
Nope, that's for only addition and subtraction.
The denominator has to stay the same.
That's what I just said no to. You have to divide fractions by doing what? Nope.
Switching upside left.
Okay. Now in English.
You
Switch
the numbers.
Flip it and
Times it.
multiply.
Yeah.
Okay, when you do division, 7th grade, with fractions, you take the second fraction, flip it over, and switch it to multiplication. Write that down right now in your journals.
Okay.
When you divide fractions, flip the second fraction and multiply. I'll say it again. Write it down. Shh. Whisper. When you divide fractions, flip the second fraction and multiply. You need to remember that for the rest of your lives.
Flip. That's a long time.
Flip and multiply. Flip and multiply when it comes to division.
Flip. Multiply.
The second fraction and multiply.
That's a long time.
Okay, it is a long time. I believe in you.
Unless I die.
Let's do the example. Write this down. Shh. Okay, now this is decimals, so we don't do that. We're dividing decimals here. Okay? First of all, look at this. Negative divided by a negative is a
Positive.
positive, so I can just ignore the negatives. I'm dividing 8.4 divided by 3.6. Which one goes on the outside of the house?
Then 3.6.
3.6 goes on the outside of the little house because it's listed second when you write the horizontal division problem, okay? When it's written like this number divided by the second number goes on the outside of the house. Okay, now the next part, we have decimals in the divisor. We can't have a decimal here. How do we get rid of that decimal? Joaquin. We move it. So if we're going to move this one, we move this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I move, I have a little pen here. Where's my pen? So if I take this one decimal place over to get rid of it, then I grab this decimal and move it one decimal place over to get rid of it. Okay, then you see here, it's already rewritten, 36 into 84. Make sense? That's the other rule you need to memorize. Okay, so how many times can 36 go into 84? 2 times, which is?
72.
72, yeah.
Yes.
Boom, they did it all. Okay, I didn't want them to do it all at once. So 2, so I write 72 and I subtract. Shh. And I get 12, so I have to add some zeros. What do I do with this decimal right here?
Keep it.
You push it straight up.
Above.
Okay, you push it straight up so it's right after the 2. Okay, so then I have 120 because I put in a 0. How many times can 36 go into 120?
Well,
3 times.
3.
Which is what?
108.
108. So I write 108 and I subtract and I get 12 again. Does this look like it's going to be a repeating decimal? Let's test one more time. So 36 into 120 goes 3 times, which is 108. all of a sudden you see I have a repeating 3 forever, right? So your answer is going to be 2.3 with the repeating sign. Okay? Now, if it wants you to write this as a fraction, you can use your calculator and convert this. Just make sure it's the repeating decimal, or you're not going to get the right answer.
How do you know?
I would do the division in my calculator, so the calculator has the repeating, and then I would just convert from decimal to fraction.
Oh. By the way, how do you put a repeating sign?
You can't put a repeating sign on it in a calculator, so you would just do the division.
Big ideas. Because I can't seem to figure out.
I don't know. If you get to a problem like that, I'll come look at it. All right, so let's do the fraction division here. We have 6/5 divided by -4/3. It is already in improper form. Excellent, because you need to have an improper form to multiply and divide. Okay, so what's my first step here?
Switch the numerator and the denominator to second number.
Flip the second fraction. Okay, so instead of 6/5 divided by -4/3, I'm going to say 6/5 times -3/4. Okay, now, before I do this multiplication, can I cross simplify it all? Yes, the 5 and the 3 you cannot, right?
Yeah.
But the 6 and the 4, can I divide those by a number?
2.
2. 6 divided by 2 would be a
3.
3. 4 divided by 2 would be a
2.
2. Oh, they didn't do it. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, so 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. That makes the multiplication easier, right? You guys are writing this down. I don't see everybody writing. Okay, and then we multiply straight across. What is 3 times -3?
0.
Yes.
3 times.
9.
-9.
Oh.
And what's 5 times 2?
10.
So we have -9 over 10, or simply just -9 over 10. Okay? Any questions on this?
No.
Okay. I'll go back in just a second. Your try it. Do 1 through 4. Okay? Example 2? Yes? This is example 2? Okay, now this looks crazy. Just take our time here. Okay? We have a -10 over 9 divided by, that's just a giant divide by sign, -1/6 plus 1. So let's simplify this. Can I go ahead and add 1 plus 1/6, -1/6? Yeah, we could do that. Okay, so what is... Oh, they rewrote it first. So when you have this giant divide sign, rewrite it horizontally and it looks a little less scary. So you take the top number divided by the bottom expression. Okay, so now we need to simplify what's in the parentheses first. Remember PEMDAS, parentheses first? So what is -1/6 plus 1?
-1 and 1/6.
No, it's a negative plus a positive. So it's technically 1 minus 1/6. Diego?
5/6.
5/6.
I was close.
Because you're going to do 1 minus 1/6.
Wait, hold
That's like saying 6 over 6 minus 1/6,
Oh, okay.
which gives you 5/6.
Oh, yeah.
See? Here it is. 1 can stand as 6 over 6. Oh, they're doing it long ways. All right, so then you have it simplified to -10 over 9 divided by 5 over 6. What's our next step?
That divide. Flip.
And?
Flip, flop, and multiply.
Flip and multiply. So flip over the 5/6 to 6/5 and change it to multiplication. You're writing this down.
Yes, I am.
Now, can we cross simplify?
Yes.
Yeah, we can do both actually. What would be the cross simplification of 5 and 10?
5.
10 divided by 5 is?
2.
And 5 divided by 5 is?
1.
Okay. And then what about 6 and 9? What can we divide into both of those? 3. So 6 divided by 3 is?
3. No, 2.
Yep. And 9 divided by 3 is?
3.
That makes the multiplication faster because I can say 2 times 2 is
4.
4, and 3 times 1 is
3.
Yeah.
That's easy.
okay. So cross simplification makes you can do the math in your head faster.
Yes. Wait. Okay.
Any questions on this? Write it down. And I don't mind you using your calculators, guys, but it's really, really important that you know how to do this first. So if you struggle to do this without a calculator, you need to practice it without a calculator first. Okay? If you know how to do it and you're just making it faster, that's fine.
Okay.
Questions? All right, go do your next set of try-its and self-assess. Go all the way to number 11. Here we go. Okay, example 3. You're putting this in your journals. A restaurant launches a mobile app to allow customers to rate their food on a scale from -5 all the way to +5. So far, customers have given the lasagna scores of 2.25, -3.5, that's intense, 0, -4.5, 1.75, -1, 3.5, and -2.5. I don't think I'm going to eat this. Should the restaurant consider changing the recipe? Explain
Yes.
it. Why yes?
Because it's a negative.
There's more bad reviews than good reviews.
Yes, but let's find out what the overall review would be if I added all those up.
Okay, 2.5.
Okay? How many scores are we given? 1,
5, 6, 7, 8.
8. There's 8 scores.
I can't count.
Evidently. You are asked to determine whether we should make a change to the recipe, so we're going to find the mean or the average score. How do you find the average?
Mean.
How do you find the mean?
Adding all of them up and then at the end dividing them.
Divide by how many?
Number.
No, by the number. How many numbers?
Very good, by how many there are. So we're going to add all these up and divide by 8.
Yes.
So
No. Oh.
they're grouping it to make the math easier. You may just use your calculator and plus them all.
Add.
I'm the fastest one.
Yeah, add. It's 8.
No. Is the answer 8? No.
The answer is
-19.
Is that what y'all got?
19. I got 19.
Oh, did you divide it by 8?
Huh?
Did you divide it by 8?
2.3. Good job, Elliot.
So it's a positive 2.375.
Well,
It's -0.5.
it's -2.
That sounds more right.
-2.
Yeah.
Ricky-
Ricky got it.
Good job, Ricky.
Good job, Ricky. So their overall score is -0.5. So should they change the lasagna recipe?
Yes.
No.
Keep it. Yes.
They're going to go in the hole and go out of business.
That.
Okay, so you guys need to, hey, shh. You need to check your math on how you're doing this. If you're not doing it properly, you're going to come out with the wrong answer. Okay, don't rush through this. When you look here, they grouped it by these two together. What happens when you have -3.5 plus 3.5?
0 happens.
You get a 0. Okay, they added these together because it made a nice happy whole number. They added these three together because they're all negative. Y'all are just full of random noises today.
Sorry.
All right, any questions on how they did this? Make sure it's in your journal.
Yes.
And you have two more self-assessments, and then you're done with your homework. Okay?